Greetings, I'm Glenn Witecki from the Witecki Law Office in the Stockade in Schenectady. This segment we're doing is on nursing home Medicaid for high-income individuals. Now, I'm not going to repeat everything I already said on the video for Medicaid for couples. I've also done one on Medicaid for individuals, but I want to focus on what's different for a high-income couple. Here's the important part. You need to know the difference between the private pay rate for a nursing home bed versus the Medicaid rate. And here in upstate New York, the typical private pay rate may be $13,000 or $13,500 a month for a nursing home bed. That same bed that's being paid for by Medicaid may only cost $8,000 a month. So you have a Medicaid rate for the same bed in the same nursing home of $8,000. The private pay rate is $13,000 a month. And let's say we have someone with no long-term care insurance to cover those expenses, or sometimes I see folks with maybe a $100 a day policy, which will pay $3,000 a month for long-term care for a 30-day month. And here's how being a high-income person can help you out in that circumstance. Yes, you're going to have to pay a lot, but you may not have to pay the whole private pay rate. Here's how it works. If the income of the person applying for Medicaid is somewhere between the Medicaid rate of $8,000, monthly income, between the Medicaid rate of $8,000 and the private pay rate of $13,000, then the nursing home is required to accept that amount as full payment for the nursing home bed for that month. So let's say we have a couple where the spouse at home has $3,200 a month in income. That's going to be pension, Social Security. And the spouse that needs a nursing home has $8,000 a month in income. So we have a couple with $8,000 plus $3,200, $11,200 a month in income between them. The one needing a nursing home has $8,000 a month in income. The one who's at home has $3,200 a month in income. By the way, when you have a married couple and one goes into the nursing home, the one at home, the community spouse, is always allowed $3,200 a month in income. If he or she has less than that, she's allowed to have some of the income, even from the spouse receiving Medicaid. So in this case, the one at home, the spouse at home, has exactly her $3,200, so she gets to keep that. The spouse going into the nursing home applying for Medicaid has $8,000 a month in income, and let's say the Medicaid rate for that bed is $7,900 a month. So their income in the nursing home is a little bit more than the Medicaid rate, but way less than the private pay rate of $13,000. What we need to do in that case is this. We need to get most of the assets out of the applicant's name by using a power of attorney or having them sign things. We need to get the spouse in the nursing home down to less than $15,750 in resources, in assets, plus a prepaid funeral, plus their retirement accounts that are in proper payout status. But if we get them below $15,750, they are, for a person in a nursing home, Medicaid eligible. And so if you're Medicaid eligible resource-wise, which means you have less than $15,750 in your name, and if your monthly income is somewhere between the Medicaid rate of $7,900 a month and $13,000 for the private pay rate, and in this case we have the spouse in a nursing home at $8,000 a month, which is between those two amounts, then if we file a Medicaid application, the nursing home has to accept the institutionalized spouse's income, the $8,000 a month, as payment in full, even though the private pay rate for that bed is $13,000 a month. They have to accept the $8,000 because it's more than the Medicaid rate. They may not like it, but that's the way the rules are right now. And even though you're paying $8,000 a month, if you think that you're going to have to pay the full private pay shot of $13,000 a month, you're now saving $5,000 a month, which is $60,000 a year. And if your spouse is in a nursing home 2 or 3 years, that adds up to a considerable amount of money. So it's something to know for higher income couples who don't have a lot of other long-term care insurance or other means of paying for the nursing home bed. And by the way, that income can include some long-term care insurance. So we've done this kind of scenario for some folks where perhaps the spouse going into the nursing home has $5,000 a month in income, plus they have a $100 a day long-term care policy, which by itself seems meaningless to them at this point, but you add the two together and it gets them just past the Medicaid rate, and so that's what they're paying now. And what that does, it allows the spouse at home to still have a few $1,000s a month in income, and it protects all the principal of the assets of the spouse at home. So we encourage you to call in with any questions, set up an appointment, set up a video conference, whatever you want. Please look at the other videos on this site, and we hope they're useful and helpful to you. Thank you very much.